A very good evening and welcome to News First Weekend. I'm Lanka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Water cannons used to disperse student protesters who defied a court order. 13 students arrested. Police say shooting in Nallur did not target High Court Judge M. Ilanchelian. Police sergeant shot in incident succumbs to injuries. Shooting condemned by President, Prime Minister and several political parties and organizations. Elections Commission Chairman hits out at local government elections delay. 2 elephants rescued from the seas off Sampur.
Now the stories in detail. Police have arrested 13 university students after it took measures earlier this evening to remove student protesters who were staging a fast defying a court order close to the town hall. The Cinnamon Gardens police handed over an order from the Hulstorf Chief Magistrate Court which called on the student protesters to move away from the area. However, the protesters remained at the location defying the court order. Thereafter, police took measures to disperse the students from the location. Thereafter, the students vacated the area and several protesters were also arrested by the police. Police say the shooting in Nallur, Jaffna yesterday was not targeted at Jaffna High Court Judge M. Ilanchelian. Police media spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara said 2 suspects have been arrested over the shooting while the chief suspect has fled. The police sergeant who was injured in the shooting succumbed to his injuries early this morning.
Jaffna High Court Judge M. Ilanchelian, who is a member of the 3-judge bench hearing the case pertaining to the rape and murder of Sivaloganatham Vidya, was shot at while he was travelling in a vehicle. The shooting took place at around 5:10 last evening, close to the junction adjoining the Nallur Kovil in Jaffna.
I have seen one civilian move towards to my police escort, remove the weapon from his waist and fought to remove the weapon. At the time, immediately, I was just 8 feet in front of the bike. At the time, immediately, the particular person loaded the gun and fired towards to the police sergeant, my escort. Another police escort pulled me into the car and he fired to the particular civilian. My police sergeant or the police constable is not a target. This is a real threat to the judges and the judiciary. Last 8 months, I am handling the most dangerous cases.
While refuting claims that the shooting was targeted at the High Court Judge, police media spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara at a media briefing today said a clash had ensued between a group of 3 people who were under the influence and a group at a 3-wheeler park in the area over an old dispute. SP Gunasekara said the commotion had caused a traffic congestion in the area and that Justice Ilanchelian's police escort ahead of him had got off his motorcycle to clear the path for the High Court Judge to proceed ahead. He went on to note that one of the 3 people who were under the influence had grabbed the police sergeant's pistol before shooting the police officer.
After the shots were fired, the High Court judge had also got out of his vehicle. At that instance, the other police constable who was also in the vehicle had got off. This police constable had fired a shot at the suspect and the suspect had retaliated. The chief suspect has fled while the other 2 suspects have been arrested. It has been revealed that one of the suspects is the chief suspect's elder brother while the other is a relative.
දෙවෙනි සැකකරු ප්‍රධාන සැකකරුගේ ඥාතියෙක් බවටයි අනාවරණය වන්නේ.
Investigations have revealed that it was not targeted at him.
The pistol used in the shooting was recovered from the scene, while no bullet casings were found. The wife of Police Sergeant Sarath Premachandra, who was killed in the shooting, arrived at the Jaffna Teaching Hospital this morning to receive her husband's body. Our cameras captured the moment Justice M. Ilanchelian met the police sergeant's family.
He has been faithful to me for 15 years. When I was in Vaunia, which was a difficult time with constant threats, he stood beside me and gave me protection at all time. But nothing happened to him even at such a time. It is disappointing that he was shot at a time when there is no conflict in Jaffna. My family and I cannot bear the loss of my most respected escort.
The remains of Police Sergeant Sarath Premachandra were placed at the Jaffna police station today. Sergeant Sarath Premachandra was a 51-year-old resident of the Kumarakattua area in Shilau. A father of two, Sergeant Premachandra joined the police force in 1986.
My uncle served the High Court judge for 15 years. My uncle lost his life as a Sinhalese while trying to protect the High Court judge, who is a Tamil from another Tamil group. So we do not want false statements. Do not hide the truth by linking disputes at three-wheeler stands. The police media spokesperson is saying the police sergeant died while trying to resolve a dispute at a three-wheel stand. While condemning this, I request the police media spokesperson not to issue false statements.
Justice M. Ilanchelian is a member of the three-judge bench at the Jaffna High Court, which is currently hearing the case pertaining to the gang rape and murder of Sivaloganathan Vidya. Several details were revealed during the trial over the past few days, which led to the arrest of the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Central and Over provinces, Lalit Jayasinghe. DIG Lalit Jayasinghe met with a motor accident while being taken to court. The police media spokesperson said the shooting was not targeted at the High Court judge. That is not a statement you can make so fast without conducting a proper investigation. This court case is a significant case which is being watched by the entire country, where even several senior police officers have been arrested. So it is essential that judges hearing such important cases are given special protection. If the judge who fell victim to the shooting believes that the attack was targeted at him, then the police has to handle this matter in a much more independent manner.
President Maithripala Sirisena has condemned the attack on Jaffna High Court Judge M. Ilanchelian. Issuing a media release, the President states that he is deeply saddened by the demise of Police Sergeant Sarath Premachandra, who died in the shooting.
President Maithripala Sirisena says officers such as Sarath Premachandra are an example to the entire police department and the state service. The release further says the incident highlighted the need for stringent security to ensure the safety of judges. And the President says he has called on the IGP and other security forces personnel to create a special program for this purpose. High Court Judge M. Ilanchelian said today he received a phone call from the President inquiring into his well-being. In a tweet, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe extended his condolences to the family of the deceased police officer, adding that his death in the line of duty is tragic. The Tamil National Alliance has meanwhile issued a media release condemning the attack on the Jaffna High Court judge. The TNA reiterated that those responsible for the attack should immediately be arrested and brought before the law. The US Embassy in Colombo in a tweet has expressed that it is deeply concerned by the shooting in Nallur Jaffna and has called on the government to ensure that the perpetrators face due and swift justice. Extending his condolences to the family of the slain police officer, Ambassador Atul Keshav described the incident as a despicable attack that is also an assault on the judiciary, rule of law and impartial justice.
Moving on to other local stories, let's take a look at some views expressed by government and opposition politicians on attempts to create a new government.
We say with confidence that a group of MPs will join us from the other side. We will come into power based on the people's will, based on your mandate. Not only the UNP, members of all other political parties are waiting to join our party. Even if they don't join the party, they will pledge support to President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
The joint opposition is unstable, not the government. Some say that we will lose a majority of our members. There are various rumours. We know that the joint opposition's greed for power is behind all this. Some say that we have robbed the prominence given to Buddhism in the country. They say we are going to get rid of the unitary state through a new constitution. There are various allegations. We reject each and every one of them. Whatever they say, we will protect this party and move forward.
Everyone could have committed mistakes. Last time they said we lost because of Basil. He accepted it. However, I need to state this now. Although we created a joint opposition, he is the one who motivated us. He is the one who created our programs. If we lost because of Basil Rajapaksa last time, this time we will win because of him.
Former Minister Basil Rajapaksa is known to us as Dil Rajapaksa. He hopes to become a king one day. He allowed his brother to lose and sent him home. He later got him to make statements which the people grew to dislike. He was defeated for a second time and eventually he will be driven out of politics. Then the doors opened for him to become a leader. That is why he is committing such villainous acts against the SLFP that nurtured and sustained the entire Rajapaksa family.
It is wrong for the two main parties to come together to resolve national issues. Back then we kept our mouths shut when people were brought in to further a personal goal. They wanted to pave the way for their next generations. Why can't we accept that we have undertaken a new journey for the sake of our children? This new party has been created and is being operated by Basil Rajapaksa, the same Basil Rajapaksa that destroyed our party and disregarded our party members.
We took good care of the former president who saved our country from terrorists. He went back home. Where was Basil Rajapaksa then? Mahinda went back to Carlton. Basil fled to America. When he loses again, you will have to go to America in search of him. He is the one who wants to create a government. But he doesn't want to create a government. He simply wants to defeat the SLFP and keep it in the state until one of their family members can take up the reins again. They are seeking a mandate for nepotism.
Basil Rajapaksa, who is also a US citizen, travelled to USA immediately after losing the 2015 presidential election. Chairman of the Elections Commission Mahinda Deshapriya hit out at the delay in holding the local government elections. Deshapriya was speaking at the 67th annual convention of the All Ceylon Young Men's Muslim Association conference, which was held in Colombo today.
The event also saw the attendance of the Chief Minister of the Eastern Province, Hafiz Nazir Ahmed, and Minister of Provincial Councils and Local Government, Faiza Mustafa.
We have chosen the concept of a country which secures the voting right of every citizen as the Elections Commission's vision. To do this, we need a battalion. This battalion will not use weapons. They will only use the pencil at the polling booth. But right now, we are losing the opportunity to use this power. Delaying an election is harmful to a democracy in any country. No one will try to intentionally delay the election through various means. Everyone is of the notion that it is the Honourable Minister and I, as the Chairman of the Elections Commission, who should be held accountable for the delay in elections. We can hold the elections if the shortcomings in the Act could be passed in Parliament. But that process being delayed is a disappointing factor. Nevertheless, we believe that the elections can be held within the course of this year.
Even though that there is a perception that the government and that I as the Minister of Local Government has attempted to postpone elections. We have never done so. The Commissioner is fully aware of the fact that the delimitation process of this country was done during the local government elections. The committee appointed, there was a minister, but there was a hidden hand who wanted to do things according to his will. I'm saddened to note that the chairman of the Election Commission feels that there is an attempt to further delay the election.
Now, speaking further at the convention, Minister Faisal Mustafa spoke on the current status of politicians in the country.
I think people don't look up to politicians much anymore. People look up to great organizations like yours. How many politicians want to give up and go? They want to continue until life. So I think you all have a good example where your leaders serve for 2 years and give opportunity to others. In politics, you have to wait and wait because people who hold office don't want to give up.
Minister Faisal Mustafa also spoke on religious extremism in the country.
Today we see there has been lack of religious tolerance in certain quarters. We see extremism. We see blasphemy. We see some in the media attacking the Quran, attacking our religion. But we should be wise. We should not consider that as a Muslim issue, but an issue and get all governments to enforce law and order. Some Muslim politicians using it as a platform their political gain.
A time for a short commercial break. Stay with News First. We will be right back. Welcome back to the news. Yet another housing scheme of the Samata 7 housing project was initiated today in line with UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe marking his 40th year as a politician. The foundation stone was laid under the auspices of Minister Sajith Premdasa. This housing project, which consists of 40 houses, is to be constructed in the Kendagas Majakara area in Lunugambehera. The village has been named Sadavira Senpati Dentil Kubakadur Model Village.
Raja Paule, Raja Maligave, Raja Babbunta, race car duannata, Akkara Hadda, Kataragama Paring Ninkarnakota, Kauru.
Palaces of the royal family are for royal babies. When 7,000 acres from the road to Kataragama is allocated for racing, no one made an attempt to protest against it. Why? Because everyone was scared. Due to this fear, no one opened their mouths. 7,000 acres were allocated for the babies of the royal family for car racing. But why are...
The event to mark the 60th anniversary of the Government Medical Laboratory Technologist and the launch of the College of Medical Laboratory Science was held today at Temple Trees.
During the event, awards were presented to a number of hospitals, including the Colombo National Hospital, Angoda Hospital, Negombo District Hospital, Kandy Teaching Hospital, Tangor Base Hospital, and the Ratnapura Base Hospital.
The attention of the public have now been focused on dengue and waste management. The government is being criticized. They are asking us what we are doing. Dengue was first reported this year in January. The Health Minister, the Provincial Health Ministries, the Armed Forces and other officials all came together to carry out a successful dengue eradication campaign in Trincomalee. That is why we were able to hold the Yonpura without any issue. The Mitotamulla garbage dump is also an issue. Why was this issue created? It happened because we worked without having an idea about what we are going to do to manage the waste. We need to clean up the garbage if we need to eradicate dengue. So first we need to have waste management. We need to find a solution to the primary issue of waste management. All this happened because steps weren't taken to find a solution to this primary issue.
The significant contribution of the pool MLTs in the country during the recent chronic kidney disease outbreak and the ongoing dengue outbreak is no secret. They work closely with the hospital staffs as well as other paramedical staffs island-wide to successfully face the challenges posed by the outbreaks using innovative strategies. The government hopes to embark on several measures to further strengthen allied health cadres and also provide them with career development opportunities by setting up graduate level programs at suitable institutions and universities. Soon we hope to set up dedicated faculty of nursing at Colombo University and pharmacy and allied sciences at Sri Jayawardenapura University.
Former Southern Provincial Councillor Maitreya Gunaratne says that over 40 UNP stalwarts have abandoned the party as they oppose the current leadership of the UNP. Political analyst Dr. Danja Atalika also expressed his views on Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is celebrating 40 years in Parliament.
Why are there issues in the government? Why isn't the government stable? Disregarding the president's advice, he brought in people like Arjuna Mahendran from Singapore to be appointed as the governor of the central bank. Now it has snowballed into a major issue. There is a commission investigating the actions, and we don't know where it will end up. Unnecessary or unwanted issues have cropped up because of the Prime Minister. Many of the capable stalwarts of the UNP have abandoned the party. The rest of the activists have been exiled.
In 1977, we had a 5/6 majority. We will unite everyone under a common vision to take this country forward. When we go in for an election, we can compete separately. That is the importance of a national government.
It is Jaya Jayawardena's party which was able to gain a 5/6 majority in parliament that is in this state today. After Ranil Wickremesinghe became the leader of this party, he worked to bring these numbers down from 5/6 to less than 1/6. He is celebrating 40 years since entering parliament, but he is celebrating at the expense of the UNP, which he has destroyed. A large number of people who supported the UNP, not 40, over 400 to 500 people who were at the grassroots level have abandoned the party. Some of them have even joined the joint opposition. I don't think any other party has become diluted to such an extent under one leader. Ranil Wickremesinghe's leadership has been the bane of the UNP.
A public rally was held in the Kithugal area in Kegol today under the auspices of JVP General Secretary Telvin Silva.
Our Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe is celebrating 40 years of being a parliamentarian. If he looks back on his career and takes into consideration the state of the country at present, he should feel ashamed. He was a parliamentarian, a minister and then a Prime Minister, but the country has been led to destruction. Our debt has skyrocketed. Each citizen is in debt to the tune of over 500,000 rupees. Today, even school children are consuming drugs. As a country, Sri Lanka has been ruined, and he is someone who contributed to this destruction.
More local news come your way on the other side of this short commercial break. Stay with News First. Welcome back to the news. 2 elephants that were being washed away into sea in the area between Cavalier Point and Ravinduni Island in Trincomalee were rescued today by a group of Navy officers of the Eastern Command. 2 vessels on patrol had spotted the elephants being washed away. Subsequently, a group including officials of the Wildlife Department and members of the Special Diving Unit of the Navy carried out the rescue operation. 3 high-speed vessels were used in the operation, and after much effort, they managed to rescue the 2 elephants. According to the island newspaper, Milinda Murugoda has been invited to serve as the chairman of the Prisoners Welfare Association of Sri Lanka. The Prisoners Welfare Association is one of the oldest charities in the country and recently celebrated its centenary.
Set up in 1917, the Prisoners Welfare Association is a partnership between civil society and the government to look after the welfare of prisoners and their families. Recent past chairpersons of the association have included individuals such as Sam Vijay Singha and Dr. P.A. Kirivandeniya. Milinda Murugoda, who will be taking up the helm of the association, has a career which has spanned business, government, politics, diplomacy, media and academia. He has held numerous ministerial portfolios including Minister of Tourism, Minister of Economic Reform, Science and Technology and Deputy Minister of Policy Implementation.
Chasing 229 for victory, India were 173 for the loss of 3 wickets in their 40 overs. And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Weekend Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.